Hey everybody, today I'm going to provide an overview of the real estate market, starting with the national market, narrowing our focus to the Raleigh-Durham area, and then concluding with insights into the local rental market. Mortgage rates. The average 30-year fixed mortgage stands at approximately 6.5% to 7%, which is a significant increase from the historically low rates of the past decade. Buyers see little relief in the near future, the spring to the summer, for these rates to significantly change based on comments from the Federal Reserve. This, coupled with the high median national home price of $424,000, makes for a particularly high monthly mortgage rate. Inventory levels are one of the few reprieves that potential buyers can see when looking to buy a house. There's been an almost 30% year-over-year increase in the inventory of homes for sale on the market. That's 17 consecutive months of growth of inventory, more inventory of homes on the market. All of these real estate trends nationally still lead to major affordability challenges for potential buyers. According to Axios, prospective home buyers now need to earn over $50,000 more annually than a renter would to meet monthly housing costs, primarily due to rising home prices and mortgage rates that we just talked about. About starter homes. According to the New York Post, now in 2025, there are over 230 cities across the U.S. where the cost of a starter home has surged past $1 million. That's right, a starter home with a price tag of over $1 million. This is nearly triple the starter home price in these cities of 5 years ago. Keep in mind that a typical mortgage on $1 million home with a 20% down payment is around $6,500 a month. How's that for a starter home? Zillow classifies a starter home as the least expensive home in a market and those in the bottom third of home values within a given market. Let's talk about the Raleigh-Durham specific real estate market right now. Home prices in the Triangle are on trend nationally with about a 5% year-over-year increase in home prices. This is indicating a relatively stable market. We talked about national homes available on the market. We see a similar trend with inventory growth in the Triangle. We're expecting about a 15% increase this year in homes available on the market compared to last year. Mortgage rates are going to be the same in the Raleigh-Durham market as we see nationally. That's 6.5% to 7% mortgage rate on homes. Let's talk about new developments in the Triangle area. We do see some single-family houses being built. However, what we see more of are apartment complexes, and we'll talk about that more when we talk about rentals, but we also see new condos being built. There's a new building that's changed the skyline in downtown Durham that those of you that work or live in Durham have certainly taken notice of, and that's the new 27-story mixed-use Novus building at 4000 West Main Street. There are apartments that are currently for rent in that complex that are renting for almost $9,000 per month, and there are condominiums for sale that are as inexpensive as just under $1 million and go all the way up to $4.1 million for a 3,000 square foot condo. According to the website, now here in May, there's only a handful of condos actually left, so clearly they're finding buyers for some of these luxury condominiums in the complex. Something like the Novus is going to change some of the complementary buildings that you'll see all along downtown Durham. That'll be other housing that'll pop up next to it, as well as services and grocery stores and places for people to live in the building to shop and live. Let's talk about the Raleigh-Durham rental market now. If you watched last month's video, you may have seen that the rental market, according to Zillow, was set for both Raleigh and Durham to cool, which we characterized as being due to a lot of the new apartment complexes with amenities that were being built that were making it longer days on markets for a lot of other homes and apartments to rent in the area. Now that we're fully into spring, that market temperature, according to Zillow, has changed for both Raleigh and Durham to warm. We're seeing the average rent go up. We're seeing in Raleigh $2,100 for the average rent, and in Durham, we're actually seeing an even higher monthly rent on average, this is just houses without apartments, than Durham, and that's unusual to see higher rents in Durham. $22.49 is the average. The month-over-month rent change in Durham is over $100 more per month. So $100 more for May than it was in April in Durham. So that's skyrocketing right now as people flock to the Durham area. As far as year-over-year rent changes, in Durham, it's gone up $149 for this month compared to the same month last year. So again, the rental prices seem to be stair-stepping up, which is a little bit different than we saw during the wintertime. Available houses for rent, again, this is houses and townhouses, but does not include apartments. 438 in Durham currently on Zillow right now, and 621 for Raleigh right now on Zillow. As far as vacancy rates in the area, again, houses and townhouses, but not apartments, we're seeing 46 days in Raleigh. We're seeing 50 days in Durham. So there's still a fairly high vacancy rate compared to just several years ago where we were getting multiple applications per property. Something very important to keep note of as it comes to keeping and retaining good existing tenants. So a quick rental summary between Raleigh and Durham. Some key takeaways. Durham houses are now more expensive on average than Raleigh by about $100. Durham's rental prices have risen more sharply year over year, $149 versus $50 in Raleigh. Raleigh still has more rental inventory than Durham and slightly faster turnover at 46 versus 50 days. And high-end options are more plentiful in Raleigh. Rental rates go up to $11,000 a month in Raleigh versus we talked about almost $8,000 at the Novus in Durham. In conclusion, we've talked in the past few videos about how national economic factors have played a role in shaping the real estate market both nationally and locally. We're really, now that we're in the full swing of spring heading into summer, seeing a lot of the effects of these things as we see vacancy rates change, we see rental rates change considerably, and we see prices change on the properties that are being rented right now. My suggestion to residential property managers is to do everything you can to hold on to the current existing good tenants that are in the properties, and find out early if you're going to have any vacancies and work on your marketing skills to make sure that any property that you have coming up available is well marketed early. Revisit whether or not pictures, videos, or other marketing tactics need to be addressed to be more competitive in the market, and have very realistic conversations with your owners to talk about coming out of the gate with strong pricing, not overpricing the property so that it doesn't sit and become what I like to call brown bananas on the market where people eventually lose interest in it. I appreciate everybody's time, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Have a wonderful day.